Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing recriminalization and regulation. The reason for I'm making this video is there's been a lot of talk recently about the cannabis situation here in Thailand, especially sort of the legal environment dealing with cannabis. And it really has been something of an interesting thing to watch because it was just fully decriminalized a few weeks back. And then there's been some kind of popular blowback on this. There's different factions have different views on what should be happening with this. But the reason I thought of making this video, I was reading a recent article in the Pattaya Mail, that's pattayamail.com. Article is titled, "Opponents of Marijuana Pull Out All the Stops." Quoting directly, "Those who want to recriminalize cannabis in Thailand are having a field day." Quoting further, "There are rumors of people dying or being hospitalized after consuming marijuana, whilst a vehicle accident in Jomtien was attributed to the weed within minutes of the crash. Schizophrenia, psychosis, and depression are alleged to be another byproduct of legalization." Now, look, I'm no medical expert. I don't know anything about depression or schizophrenia, being a byproduct. And yeah, certainly anything that intoxicates you, there could be car crash, there could be ramifications in traffic sense, etc. I mean, it's why any intoxicant, it's illegal to drive under the influence of it. Now, but that being said, I gotta say, there's kind of an element of reefer madness. And for those who are unaware of what that is, it's a very old movie from the United States that was sort of brought out to kind of create a bunch of hysteria surrounding this whole thing, but not dissimilarly to the kind of seeming hysteria we're seeing with respect to this whole issue here in Thailand as of late. And while I do get it that there are a number of folks out there who are very concerned about this, I myself am too. And issues surrounding children, minors coming into contact with this, consumption thereof. I mean, these are issues that really need to be sussed out. But I think people are kind of failing to see the bigger picture here, which is one. This has kind of already happened. I mean, this decriminalization has occurred. To turn around and try to recriminalize something, I think that's a pretty tall order. I think someone was quoted as saying, once the tiger's in the jungle, it's pretty hard to get him back. There was an article I was reading in connection with this where somebody seems to have said that. What we would say back in Kansas is once the horse is bolted, there's nothing to do about it. I mean, it's already out, Could this have been planned a little better? It looks to me like it could have been. I think it would have probably been pretty prudent to have a regulatory scheme in place before, decriminalizing so that folks could have a framework for dealing with this. As it's been kind of a free-for-all. Now, meanwhile, where does that leave things? Well, it remains precarious. We've discussed this at length. Things going on in the privacy of folks' homes. That does not seem to be the police's primary issue. But yeah, going back to sort of the point of this video, I don't think recriminalization is the issue. In fact, I think really policy on this issue has been mishandled, frankly, for decades. I think I've said it before and I'll say it again. Narcotics intervention in a law enforcement sense, I would much rather see that carried out in the context of things like methamphetamine or heroin, much more than these cannabis products, whatever they may be, even the illegal stuff. And while no one should be committing any illegal activity. I'm not condoning anything. But do I think that, police resources, time and resources should substantially be, quite honestly, wasted on this overall issue? No, I really don't. I'd much rather see police out there trying to interdict heroin shipments or methamphetamine shipments than dealing with this. That being said, yeah, there does need to be a regulatory structure, and there needs to be laws in place regarding minors and things of this nature. People need to be aware of what they're consuming. There's been some talk of that. People are making food and things with it, and they need to make that aware on their menu. I think that's probably a good idea. But overall, the notion of recriminalizing this, I don't think that's a good idea at all. I think what we just need to do here in Thailand is go ahead and get a regulatory scheme in place. People need to abide by the regulations, and we move on from there.